Hello everyone, welcome back to the another lecture of this course. In this lecture, we will discuss small signal analysis and hybrid model of BJT. These are the contents of this lecture: AC analysis of transistor, common emitter NPN amplifier, process for AC equivalent circuit, AC equivalent circuit model and hybrid model of BJT. So we will discuss all these topics one by one in detail. AC analysis of transistor. In last lecture we have discussed DC biasing circuits for common emitter NPN amplifier circuit. So DC biasing is fixed before applying any input signal. So when we are applying any input signal, then we must also analyze the AC behavior of the transistor. It means the overall behavior of the transistor is depending on AC as well as DC analysis of the transistor. So amplifiers are widely used for amplification purpose in active region. So overall performance of the amplifier is judged by using DC as well as AC analysis. And depending on the magnitude of AC input signal, there are two types of AC analysis: small signal or large signal. If magnitude of AC input signal is small, then analysis is small AC signal analysis. If magnitude of input signal is large, then analysis is large AC signal analysis. So large signal amplifiers are the power amplifiers where we require large AC signal analysis. In case of small signal, the magnitude of input signal is very small and it is not capable to shift the value of Q point. It means in case of small AC analysis, the Q point is not varying, it is fixed at certain point. That is the main advantages of small AC analysis of the transistors. An amplifier is simply amplifying the big input signal. The AC analysis is done using some specific equivalent models of the transistor. The equivalent models are nothing, it is simply showing the combination of circuit elements. CE NPN amplifier circuit. The circuit is given here. We can simply see here in dotted box, this one is the voltage divider DC biasing circuit, and here we are extra using one input terminal, second output terminal for the input signal and for the output signal, and these two input output signals are connected through capacitor values. The values of C1 and C2 must be large enough to provide the proper operation of this amplifier circuit in active region. So this DC biasing circuit must be fixed before applying any input signal, and after applying input signal we are focusing on AC analysis of this amplifier circuit. So for this purpose we are using three capacitor values C1, C2 and C3. C1 and C2 are called coupling capacitors because these are coupling input and output signals, and C3 is the bypass capacitor. The values of C1, C2 and C3 are very high in order to provide the proper amplification. So when we are doing the DC analysis, in this case C1, C2 and C3, these are operating in open circuit. because reactance of capacitor is Xc equal to 1 upon 2 pi Fc, and for DC signal frequency component is 0. It means Xc equal to 1 upon 0 and it is showing infinity. So when reactance is infinity, it is simply open circuit or simply cut off the input and output signals from this DC biasing circuit. And for AC analysis, F is not equal to 0 and value of C is very high. It means Xc is approximately equal to 0 and it is showing short circuit or simply providing input to this DC biasing circuit and output from this DC biasing circuit. C3 is called bypass capacitor. Process for AC equivalent circuit. So for AC analysis, we require AC equivalent circuit. So there is a procedure for finding the AC equivalent circuit. There are two steps which are mentioned here. First one is short circuit all the DC sources and the capacitors. Then we must simplify the circuit after the short circuit of DC sources and capacitors. This diagram is showing CE-NPN amplifier circuit. So we are drawing the AC equivalent circuit of this amplifier. So for AC equivalent circuit, we must short circuit the DC sources. So DC source is here VCC. It will be short circuit. It means it is grounded here. So when VCC is grounded, it means R1 and R2 both are connected in parallel. That is also the condition for calculation of Thevenin equivalent resistance value. So for calculation of Thevenin equivalent resistance value, all the sources must be short circuit and current sources must be in open circuit. It means RT is equal to parallel combination of R1 R2 and equivalent resistance value is R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. When this one is short circuit, it means it is grounded. R1 R2 connected in parallel, it means equivalent resistance value is RTH. So we are simply replacing these two resistance values by using single RTH resistance value, that is Thevenin equivalent resistance value. And for AC analysis, C1, C2 and C3, these are in short circuit or simply passing input signal to this DC biasing circuit. So here this capacitor is the bypass capacitor. So when this is in short circuit, it means total current is flowing through this path and current is not following this path because it has resistance value. So equivalent circuit is given here. One Thevenin equivalent resistance value RTH, one output resistance value RC, ground, input signal and output signal. AC equivalent circuit model. Equivalent model is nothing, it is the combination of circuit elements to show the actual behavior of the circuit under some specific condition. PN junction diode has three types of equivalent circuits and these are ideal, linear and piecewise. Similar to that concept, there are three types of equivalent circuit models for the transistor and these are hybrid represented by H, RE that is dynamic emitter resistance and hybrid pi models. Hybrid model is the simplest one and it was widely used before developing the RE model. Now RE model is widely used. Hybrid model of BJT. Hybrid model is also called H parameter model. It is called hybrid in nature because here we are using combination of input-output parameters. Hybrid model has the mixed parameters of input and output ports and calculated using two-port network analysis. Two-port analysis is related to network analysis. In two-port, the block diagram is given here. It has two ports. One is input port, second one is output port. So for input and output port, we require two terminals. So in transistor, we have three terminals and we can use one terminal as a common to model these transistors as the two-port network. Input side, input voltage is V1, input current is I1. Output side, output voltage is V2, output current is I2. So these are the four important parameters to model the two-port network. Any two parameters may be taken as the dependent parameters and remaining two as the independent parameters in two-port analysis. So H parameter equations for two-port network are given here. V1 equal to H11 I1 plus H12 V2. I2 equal to H21 I1 plus H22 V2. B1 and I2, these are the dependent parameter. I1 and B2, these are the independent parameter in case of hybrid model. H11, H12, H21, H22, these are the H parameters. So H11 is calculated V1 upon I1 when V2 equal to 0. When V2 equal to 0 means short circuit. When output side is short circuit, then we can calculate H11 and H21. H21 is I2 upon I1 if V2 is short circuit or 0. Similarly, when input side is open circuit, it means current I1 is 0. Then we can calculate H12 and H22 parameters. H12 parameter is V1 upon V2. V1 upon V2 if I1 is 0 or input side is open. H22 is I2 upon V2 when I1 equal to 0. So from this expression we can see H11 is V1 upon I1, or it is simply showing input impedance because both parameters are the input parameters. V1 is input voltage, I1 is input current. So it is simply represented as HI, input impedance. And from this expression H12 equal to V1 upon V2. So V1 upon V2 is nothing, it is reverse voltage gain. So we are simply representing H12 as HR. R is simply showing reverse voltage gain. H21, it is I2 upon I1. We can see this one is the current gain and this current gain is forward current gain. So we are simply representing H21 as HF. F is simply showing forward current gain. H22, that is equal to I2 upon V2. I2 upon V2 is nothing, it is admittance at output side, or we can say it is output admittance. So H22 is represented as HO. O is simply showing output admittance. That is the proper nomenclature of these H parameters. From these two expressions we can see B1 that is dependent here, I2 that is dependent here. So first equation is nothing, it is KVL equation, and second one is the KCL equation. So we are applying KVL equation in input loop for calculation of B1 voltage, and we are applying KCL equation in output loop for calculation of I2 current. That is the important thing for calculation of equivalent model. H parameter equations are B1 equal to HI E I1 plus HRE B2 by applying KVL equation in input loop. I2 equal to HFE I1 plus HOE V2 by applying KCL in output loop. Here HI is nothing, it is H11 and E is simply showing common emitter configuration. So now we are talking about the transistor equivalent circuit. So there are three configurations for BJT: common base, common emitter and common collector. So H parameters are represented as for different configurations. HI is represented as HIV in case of CV, HIE in case of CE and HIC in case of common collector configuration. HR is simply representing as HRV for common base, HRE for common emitter, HRC for common collector. HF is simply showing as HFB for common base, HFE for common emitter, HFC for common collector. HO is simply showing HOV for common base, HOE for common emitter and HOC for common collector. That is the unique identification for different configurations for modeling the transistor using hybrid parameters. H model of BJT is given here. This model is valid for common base, common emitter and common collector configurations. B1 equal to HIE I1 plus HRE B2. It means in input side we must apply KVL equation. So this equation must be verified in input loop. So B1 equal to I1 is the current, that is input current. So we are simply mentioning here input current. HI is simply input impedance. So input impedance is connected here plus HRE B2. B2 is the output side voltage. It means this factor is nothing, it is dependent voltage source which is depending on the output voltage. So here dependent voltage source is added, it is HRV2. Similarly here we are applying Kirchhoff's current law for plotting this model at the output side. So I2, that is the output current, I2 equal to HF I1. So here we can see this factor is depending on I1 current. I1 is input current. So that is the dependent current source. Dependent current source is connected here, that is HF I1 plus HOE B2. B2 is output side voltage and here we are calculating KCL equation. It means HO is admittance which is connected in parallel with B2. So here HO is connected in parallel with B2. That is the H model for BJT.